Assalamualaikum and hello. Now we are going to continue with the last part of sketching orbital, where I'm going to focus about 5 shapes of d orbital. Let's get on with it. So for d orbital, it's quite complicated, a bit more than usual, where d orbital is represented by L equals to 2. So when L equals to 2, your m value is going to be -2, -1, 0, +1, and +2. And from here, you can see there are 5 values. It means that 5 orientations. So from here, you can say there will be 5 shapes of d orbitals. So, for the shape of d orbitals, kita tahu dia dalam bentuk cloverleaf. So, cloverleaf kita divide kepada dua bahagian. Bahagian yang pertama, we got 4 of them, ada 4 loops. It means that, as usual, 4 loops like this. But one of them ada special case where for this one 1d orbital dz square ada 2 loops, and when it has 2 loops and another one more, 2 loop yang kita ada daripada original cloverleaf akan menjadi donut shape ring. So dia shrink, shape dia shrink untuk dapatkan donut like this. So that is going to be the one that you have to know about d orbital. So 5 orientations exist in d at z, dy z, d at z. So this kita kena hafal. And the next one, you got dx square minus y square and dz square. So how to do this? Saya bahagikan kepada 2 parts for d orbitals on axis shape, as you see here. And another one more adalah in between shapes. So we are going to focus based on this term. So let's go for on axis shapes first, di mana untuk on axis hanya ada 2 shape yang spesifik kita lukis atas axis. So they are for dx square minus y square, dan another one more adalah dz square. So make sure awak lukis dan label mengikut labeling yang betul. So pastikan huruf D and the lower subscript untuk x minus y dan ada kuasa 2. Same D, lower subscript untuk z, kuasa 2. So next one, kita go one by one. How to draw on axis for these 2 drawing for d orbital. Untuk dx square minus y square, kita akan draw step 1 x and y axis first. So x and y axis, saya akan draw. So I got here x and y axis. So for example, I put here is x, here is y. And after that, I'm going to draw my shape, iaitu cloverleaf on axis. So, take a look here carefully, on axis. So, maknanya 4 kelopak bunga atas axis. So, from in the middle of it, note kita kat tengah. I got 1. I got 2. I got 3. And I got 4 of them. And then after that, I'm going to draw z-axis coming through the center. So maknanya dia akan coming through here, through the center. So I got one more axis coming through here. So this is going to be z-axis. And after that, step last, kita akan shade and label my orbital. So I'm only left with the shading, because I already labeled my orbital here, dx square minus y square. So this is the drawing on axis, maksudnya atas axis tersebut. So same case for dz square, So I'm going to draw all axes first. Follow the step carefully. And I got my arrow here. For example, I'm going to put my axis here is Z axis. Here is Y. Here is X. So I can do that. And the next one, I'm going to draw 2 loops on Z axis. So 2 loops maknanya 2 kelopak sahaja atas axis Z. Because this is for dz square. So I'm going to draw 2 loops. 1 and then 2. And after that, step 3, I'm going to draw a donut ring at the center. So how to do that? This is our center. So we are going to draw donut ring, circulate around the center. So it's going to be like this. And after that, step 4, I have to shade and label my orbital. So, shade my orbital and also the ring. So, this is for dz square. So, dia agak special. So, next one, kita settle untuk bahagian on axis shapes. Now, we are going to focus 3 more here, dxz, dyz and dxz. So, how to do that? For in-between shapes, it means that we are going to follow this guideline. So, the first one, I'm going to draw for dxz. The second one, dxy. And the last one, dyz. So, I'm going to draw based on these 3 labeling. So, first thing first, draw 2 axes involved. So, we focus for dxz first. So, the axis involved adalah x dan z. So, I draw those of 2 first. So, I have here, this is my axis. So, this is going to be x and this is going to be z. 2 of them first. And after that, I'm going to draw my shape in between. So, maknanya, shape saya masih lagi cloverleaf tapi antara 2 axis. Maknanya, bukan dekat bahagian atas axis tapi di bahagian area sini. So, how I'm going to draw that? I'm going to draw 4 loops extending out from the nodes. So, this is my drawing. And after that, I'm going to shape my orbital. And the next one, the last axis iaitu yang satu yang tinggal adalah y-axis. Kita mesti lukis must going through. So, apa maksud going through? Maksudnya, dia akan datang daripada belakang, tembus depan. Ataupun datang daripada belakang sini, tembus depan. So, whichever you prefer. So, I will show it to you. For example, I have here, coming from behind here. And it will cross in front of it. So, this is going to be my y-axis. Make sure saya boleh lihat it's coming through. Okay? Next one. We go to the second drawing. Same as before. Draw 2 axes involved. So, in this case adalah x dan y. So, I'm going to draw my axis for x and y. So, this is going to be y. This is going to be x. And after that, I draw 4 loops dekat bahagian in between axis. So, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And after that, jangan lupa shade awak punya orbital. Dan last one, kita kena going through, iaitu axis terakhir kita adalah z-axis. So, this is going to be going through. So for example, saya nak mula daripada sini, daripada belakang tembus depan. So I'm going to draw it like this. So this is my z-axis. So the difference between the one before, kalau here dia datang daripada depan tembus ke belakang, here dia datang daripada behind tembus to the front. Okay, we got last one iaitu DYZ. So as usual, axis involved adalah Y dan Z dalam case ini. So I draw my axis Y and then axis Z, and after that 4 loops in between the axis. So I got 4 of them. And don't forget to shade your orbitals. And last part adalah bahagian awak perlu tunjuk last axis, iaitu dalam case ini x-axis coming through. So I will show it coming through. So for example, saya show here and then tembus ke belakang. So I want to show it here. This is going to be my x-axis. And then inilah drawing for in-between shapes for d orbital. So I hope you've learned something. Make sure you memorize all of these term untuk orbital sebab dia tidak akan diberi. You have to memorize them. And as you can see here, salah satu nilai yang saya ada untuk negative 2 mewakili salah satu shape daripada 5 ini. Same juga 0 boleh jadi mana-mana shape. Tapi due to 5 values of M, it will be 5 orientations. So that's why you have 5 shapes of d orbital. So that's all for this video. I hope you learn a lot because it's quite different from before. We learned about something yang very new, iaitu drawing dalam video kali ini. So try to do your tutorial, complete all of them, the questions in the tutorial, and make sure you submit them before the deadline. So that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Bye.